Hello there, and welcome back to Mega Man X3. In the last video, we finally did the last 3 Mavericks. Now, we have beaten all 8 of them. We're missing a bunch of little items. But if we go to Tunnel Rhino stage, we'll get an item that'll be very useful for finding all of what's left. And also, like I said I would do, I looked up the Japanese name for Volt Catfish, and it is Electro Namazuros. So Electro, and then N-A-M-A-Z-U-R-O-S. Namazuros. Strange. I also don't know if I mentioned that Blizzard Buffalo's Japanese name is Frozen Buffalio. That's also weird. But, oh, I meant to recharge my sub-tanks. I'll do that after this. I don't even think I'll have to fight the mini-boss at this stage. And even if I do, it's not too bad. But so, okay. This is another thing I think I had to look up the first time, because I don't know how you're supposed to know that a charged Triad Thunder will break that. That is not well communicated at all. And now we only have 2 heart tanks left, which is cool. Triad Thunder is actually pretty good. It's like a very brief but powerful shield. You'll burn through energy real quick, so I still don't really recommend. Well, you can use it anytime it's not necessary. I'm gonna need it up ahead, is why I'm not. I just don't find the weapons nearly as useful in almost any X game after 1, actually. Which is a bit of a bummer, but I mean, part of that's just because I haven't put much thought into how they could be used. I'm sure there's plenty uses for a lot of them. Yeah, no, this is a bit by room. So I don't think I'll have to do the mini-boss even. That's cool. I tried to jump there. I don't think him hitting the top there would stop me, so I think I just, like, didn't press well or something? Don't know. Might have just been like a brief controller freaking out situation. I can use words good, sometimes. Not right now, apparently. This is immediately after the previous one, so I am still a bit tired. Which is okay, though. Yeah, I know I can't. I just really wish I could. Just cycle through with the charge. But it's just 2 of the exact same thing in this stage. This one, though, opens a path. Not that you wouldn't be able to get past with the air dash, but to the final armor part. Enter this Capsule X. Sensor upgrade for your helmet. It's similar in concept to the one in X2, as you can see here, but it's way more useful. Yes. Those seem like 2 competing technologies there. I might have just not been paying enough attention to what it said exactly, but as you can see, funky colors, like I said. And it's not exactly clear how this works from this, but every time you enter a stage, this map will appear of the stage, and it is the entire layout of the stage, and it'll have all secrets marked. Of course, I've gotten everything in this level, so not a great level to demonstrate that, since you're likely to get everything the first time through. But that's useful, but the bigger deal is this. Eventually. It shows what upgrades you've gotten in each level. This is awesome. One of my favorite additions in any Mega Man X game, and I'm sad that it's not in the sequels. This doesn't come back, and it's a real bummer, because it's real useful here. And all I'm missing are these 2 life ups, or heart tanks, the last module for the ride armor, and I don't know why I'm acting like there's something else. That's it. Yeah. And I'm gonna go here first, since I wanna... No, it's Gravity Beetle stage where I want to grind for energy. Whatever. I guess I might as well do these stages first in case I get some more, so I'm not wasting quite as much effort, but whatever. The hard tank's pretty early in this stage, as you can see there. Ow. There's also... No, there's nothing up here. I always think there's something here, because it looks similar to where you get the leg parts, but there's nothing there. It's right here. You just can't get it until you have a ride armor module. Of course, I have 3 now, but I didn't think to come back. But, I don't know if I ever explicitly mentioned, but the ride armors are immune to spikes. Very useful. Hard tank. Oh, another cool thing that I can show, actually. Yeah, I'll show it as soon as I get into Blast Hornet stage. Or, now to Crush Crawfishes first. Oh, I love the music in this level, specifically. I love this build-up bit at the beginning. It reminds me a bit of something, but I can't quite place it. I think it's really cool. I'm not actually going to play a Zero here for long, because I don't trust myself not to die. I believe, as I said, I think that sub-tanks don't work for Zero, but what I want to show is X's little sprite there shows that I have the armor. I didn't think to open it before. I'm not sure if it shows each in-progress step, which I guess would just be the body parts and head parts, because all you can see there. I don't know if both of those have unique sprite combinations, but at the very least when you have it full, it's different, and that's cool. Zero, I'm on my way. And this is perhaps the least indicated secret in the game. You see this little block here that looks very similar to every other block along the path here? It is technically different, but there are other sprites, other blocks of this elsewhere in the level, I think, that aren't special. This is another one you use the Triad Thunder on. I don't know how anyone's supposed to figure this out. Like, I guess you could know that the secret is there with the map, and you're like, okay, and you just try everything you know that could break it. The H is Hawk, I think, and it's the weirdest ride armor. I guess I can go ahead and show it real quick, since there's a thing right here. Ow. God, what? I must not have been full health, otherwise that was a lot of damage. I think I just wasn't paying attention. I pressed the right button this time. It is my least favorite. It's ranged, and that's not bad. All it is those shots, though, I think. Yeah, there's no charge. That's it. Kind of bland, as far as I'm concerned. I like that the other ride armors are melee. There's just one more item left, and we have them all. And I don't remember. Is this the one I'm thinking of? If this is the one I think it is. No. Maybe? I don't remember. It's been a while. It's only been a few days. It's not been that long. That's not really a very good excuse to have forgotten as much as I have. Because I've played the game twice in the last week or so. But I already got... Well, this is just for the ride armor. Like, I want to get this. I don't remember. Oh! Yeah, I guess I couldn't have gotten that the first time. I don't know why I picked the normal one. I'm not sure if there's really much reason to pick Kangaroo. I just think it looks cool. The extended fist isn't exactly, like... It's not that useful. Up there is just for the light... Not light chip. Are they called light chips? That's a Sonic thing. I'm not sure what they're called. Something chip. Ow. Oh, I'm gonna have to do the mini boss. It's fine. The boss is really easy. I like this little robot thing that summons it. That projects it. Not sure physically how that's happening, but that's fine. That never comes back, I don't think. It's just the thing that summons this. So you can consider it part of this boss fight. Ow. It's so unnecessary. I didn't even get hit there. I don't remember exactly what the shield does. I think it just reduces the damage you take further while it's active. Something smells like it's burning. I don't think anything's wrong. If this suddenly cuts out, spooky. I think it's fine. Oh. Taking a lot of unnecessary hits, which is, I guess, okay. It's just kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying to get, like, a clear representation that I am playing worse, or at least not playing as carefully. I think what I'm missing is just this, which I could have gotten this any time since I got the leg parts. I just didn't. But whatever. We now have all of the things. I was just trying to show, yeah, it's 2 higher, or 4 higher. Okay, now I'm gonna fill up my sub-tanks, and then we'll head in to the Sigma stages. I don't think we're gonna get through all of them in this video. But I don't know. Probably not. I'll see if I can find a good stopping point. Oh, sorry. You have to press the shoot button, I think, to clear that away. I often forget and just let it sit. I was also just kind of lost in thought there for a moment, so my apologies. My sub-tanks, I already have one almost full. This is, so even after doing it, it's still surprising how quickly this is. The fact that you get 2 from the top one every time is real useful. It's a weird quirk, but it's really helpful. This is obviously not as fast as the method in the second game, but nothing in the series is that fast. And all you need for that is the arm parts and Silk Shot, which, I mean, Morph Moth is a weird Maverick to go early on, but I mean, you totally could. Morph Moth's not that hard to do without the Speed Burner. I need to play this game more, because, like, I've always just kind of thought of it as notably inferior, X1 and 2, and, like, kind of, but not really. I still think this game's really fun. I've enjoyed it more than I've expected. Also, yeah, we're already done. That's pretty quick. That's like less than 2 minutes to fill up 3.5 sub-tanks. That was really good. And we didn't get as lucky as we could have there, because there were a bunch of little ones. But I think this game's really fun. It's actually less of a hassle to deal with the mini-bosses in this game, since I think it's easier to just not worry about Bit and Bite's weaknesses and just kill them without them. Ooh. Yeah, I saw that when I was playing before. The little sprite in the background of a guy, like, chained up. And if that's a specific character, I can't place it. What you can do here is just kind of run off and dash. It doesn't work here because it goes up, but you can kind of just clear that gap by walking off and then dashing. Be careful with your jumps. It's easy to jump too high and hit those spikes. This is a really weird thing that the Mega Man X series doesn't really do that often, is force you to be careful with spikes that close above you. And it's not, like, difficult, it's just a little bit annoying. But really, my biggest complaint with this game is the fact that I'm struggling to do the Nair Dash, is the fact that enemies do so much more damage at the beginning. It makes it harder to start than most games in the series. After a while, the difference in difficulty kind of goes away. Particularly if you know the bosses and patterns. Okay, you don't need to be quite this careful. It's not that hard to get up there. I'm just, like, scared now that I died. There we go. It's not that bad. This, though, can be real tricky. I recommend not holding the charge button. Whenever I try to do this while charging, I get hit. I die. Because if you get crushed there, it's instant death. So I recommend letting go, because I'm almost always holding charge, which is the thing that's difficult to communicate. My girlfriend was playing Mega Man X a little while ago, and she was doing pretty good. I was just trying to communicate the sort of tips that I've gathered as I've played so much. I've come to help you. I'll stop the collapsing ceiling. You destroy the junk robot. Ooh, teamwork. But it's hard to communicate things like that, because, like, you just sort of get accustomed to using 3 buttons at once. The shoot button, jump button, and the dash button. This game will really teach you to do that. You kind of need it to succeed, especially early on. The war machines, be careful. I like War Machine, I like Rhodey. But it's so difficult when you're so used to a game like this to communicate helpful tips to someone that's just starting. Because, like, when someone doesn't even have, like, the basic skills that just come with experience, like, how do you... It's really hard to take, It's really hard to hear tips and apply them while you're still just learning the basics of how to control and play. It's really easy to, like, listen and try, but then just forget the tips as you learn other things. It feels like a waste that I'm about to do this, but there's a secret down there that, once again, you need to have full energy for. Hurts me. But I'll continue that conversation in a sec. First, this is another pink one, but this one you want. Enter this capsule, X. Install this chip to enhance all your parts. The situation should now be improved. Good luck, X. This thing. I don't like this as well. Well, this I like, but I don't like the fact that if you get any of the other chips, you can't get this. It's a beginner's trap. And that is brutal. This just gives you the effects of all 4 of those other chips. And I like that it does... It does your whole body in the process. I'm trying to remember what all 4 of them do. One is you can air dash twice now. Really useful. The body chip gives you Hyper Crush, which is the Giga Crush equivalent in this game. Works a lot like the Giga attacks in the other games, including X2, as I've shown. And I'll use it at some point. I don't usually, but I'll try to remember to show it. I don't remember what the arm parts do. Oh, yeah, I do. They just have the amount of weapon energy you use. That only uses 1, whereas normally it would do 2. Oh, it doesn't even. It does 1.5, it looks like. No, it does half. It just always uses 1 at the beginning. That's weird. That must be a rounding error thing. The head parts regenerate your health over time, including sub-tanks. So if you just sit still, that'll happen, and you'll just get little energy refills. And it's actually a pretty quick way to refill your sub-tanks. It might actually be faster than the method in Gravity Beetle stage, but I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and just sit here and let that happen while I finish my thought. Oh, also, the body chip makes your shield red, and I think that means it protects you even more while it's up. In addition to doing the Giga Crush thing. But, it's really hard to teach someone to play a game that you've gotten good at by playing just a ton. because there's so many things that you just have intuitively down that you don't actively think about, and it's hard to communicate those in a way that's helpful. It stops when you're full, so I know I'm full now. The same friend who likes water stuff, which I know is such a broad statement, but he has a lot more experience with Mega Man X. It's the same friend that I mentioned I raced with Mega Man X1 raced in Mega Man X1 with. Prepositions are hard. That's a preposition, right? God, I'm getting so sidetracked upon sidetracks. But he has more experience with the Mega Man X series, so I was able to give him more practical tips. The tips that I could give him, he could immediately apply because he's not busy learning 2 or 3 other things at the same time. And it's frustrating to have that barrier of communication, to not quite be able to fully explain how to do things. I just pressed space by accident. I didn't realize that would pause. I've never played this game with a keyboard and mouse. Keyboard, how the mouse does anything. And I don't recommend it. But here's where we're coming up against Bit and Byte again. We've been waiting for you, X. Yeah, no, they still don't have interesting dialogue. But they combine into a boss called the God Car Machine O Inari. And I believe the Inari part is supposed to be because it has a fox head, which my roommate, she said that she thinks it looks more like an ostrich head. And like, I see that a bit, but I also see the fox head. It's more obvious in the art, although it still looks just weird. But honestly, he's not too bad. You should put more effort into dodging than I am here. You won't be able to just straight tank. But he's weak to Ray Splasher, and he's quite weak to it. You can, if you just put a little bit of effort into dodging, you can do it without using a sub-tank. But it's not too bad. I say that phrase a lot, and it's starting to annoy me. Not too bad. That's my go-to phrase for it's not super difficult, which is a concept that comes up a lot in the Mega Man X games, because I'm good enough that most things aren't super difficult. And so that phrase comes to my mind a lot. I could go refill sub-tank, but that is not worth the effort, so let's just keep going in the Dr. Doppler stages. I think I might stop partway through this stage. I'm getting ahead of myself thinking about that. Oh, these guys are funny. If you're real close, they can't hit you. Oh! If you're real close, they can't hit you, no matter where they fire from. Because they're firing on the opposite side of you. And I find that endlessly funny. One of the most helpful things of the head chip, or the hyper chip, which does both, and yeah, it does make you this gaudy gold. But I kind of like it. I'm a big fan of the Hyakushiki and the Akatsuki for those Gundam fans out there, so I like all gold stuff. I still think it looks pretty cool. But, like I was trying to say, a useful thing for the arm parts here is doing this, because you can hit him from up here. These guys, though, they can't die in one go. No matter how much damage you deal to them the first time, it'll only break, like, it looks like it's breaking off their armor, but actually makes them look more intact, which is confusing. But the head chip, a useful thing is you can just sit still and regen back to full. You don't have to go through all your sub-tanks, but at least means that any energy you pick up will go to your sub-tanks. But I don't want to just sit around too much here. This is here, and like, most likely you're going to pick a normal ride armor, but you shouldn't. There's water ahead. You should pick the frog. An interesting thing I noticed with the frog when I was playing the other day is that you don't have to jump when you walk. That is the normal thing you do, but you can also just tap left or right very briefly and just move 1 pixel at a time. It's actually vaguely useful for like this, for like just barely falling off these, but it's mostly just a funny thing. See if I can... Nope. It's fine. I messed up the timing, but it's fine. It doesn't really help that much here. My favorite of the chips, I think... They're all pretty useful. My favorite is the leg chip, I think. Being able to do 2 air dashes is great. It means so many more gaps are coverable now. Okay, this is yet another thing that I don't know how anyone is ever supposed to figure out. But this is the thing. This is the reason why I get the bad ending. And there is a chance I'll mess this up. But hopefully I won't. There's no need to refill my health, because I'm going to switch to 0. This is the only boss that 0 can fight. And this is this cool color room. This boss is dangerous. He can deal damage very quickly, so you really want to kill him quickly. Ugh. He can destroy you like that. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, damn. So that's a real problem. So that means I have to reset and do all the Sigma stages again. And I'm gonna not make you sit through that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause. And I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. It took me a bit to get back here, obviously. But I'm back now. And it also means that... I'm not showing now. My game is being weird. There we go. I didn't have the window clicked, and so it wasn't showing that it was active. There we go. But now I can show one more thing. It does not show that you're gold. Very minor thing, but it's a bit of a bummer. It's a cool detail that it shows your active health. Okay, what I recommend doing here... No! Oh. Oh, you can't air dash with 0. Damn it. I apologize for my failure here. I guess it's good to show this dialogue, though. Looks like my power generator is damaged. Go ahead and crush them. You're our only hope, X. Oh, God damn it. It's easy to get killed. What I recommend doing is charging up, hitting him twice, waiting for him to come down, and then hitting him with the Z-Saber, which is what I'm going to try to do next time. I have to try again. I'll be back. By the way, you don't have to actually put any effort to dodging. If you just shoot and jump repeatedly, you'll kill him with the Ray Splasher. Okay, we're back again. And I think what I'm gonna do is, if I fail this one too, then I'm just gonna cut to when I do it successfully. And if I fail twice more, I might just record that part later. For me, for my sake. But anyway. So, okay. I'm gonna just do that. The music might skip here because if this is the successful one, then I'll be cutting right back to this, but just ignore that. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Okay, now I don't know if this is gonna be used because I don't know if I'm gonna be successful, but I'm gonna try. Like I said, I recommend charging more than that before. I always forget there's not a path between the two here. Oh, there we go. Yes, okay. That was unnecessary, but I had no confidence in myself. There we go. That's how you do it. It's not that hard, but if you get grabbed twice, you're dead. So, Anyway, here's the dialogue for this. What was that explosion? Zero, are you okay? Sorry, X, I failed. It seems my power generator is damaged. That line is very similar to the other one. I'll try and make it back to Dr. Kane's lab for repairs. You can't tell what is waiting for you, X. Better take my beam saber with you. Yes, please. Thank you, Zero. Crush them all, X. You're our last hope. Yes, he gives you the Z saber. Oh, it's so good. Your final charge is replaced with this green one now. So now it's exactly the same, except after those two shots, you have one left, and it's the Z saber. Not only does he swing like Zero does, it does a range attack, which does a lot of damage. It's not the 32 damage of the Hadouken and the Shoryuken, but it is this game's equivalent. It does, instead of all damage at once, it hits an enemy and then does a bunch of damage over a couple seconds, which matters for a couple bosses. It's great, and the best part of it is you don't have to be full health to use it. It's just a permanent part of your moveset now. That's awesome. But I think after all that fiddling, this is where I'm going to stop this video, and the next one, I'll show off how good it is. So cool. Okay, see you guys next time.